Hey, happy Saturday. Welcome to day number 6 of the 10 days of money momentum. Good day. Good Saturday. Instagram, let me know you're here. I'm going to get us dialed in over in the Facebook, get them rocking and rolling, ready to go, and make sure that they are live too. Let's just check that out. Let me know. Oh, I see people jumping on already. Awesome. So let me make sure that we are live here. And yep, looks like we are live. Good deal. We're going to get started here in a couple minutes. I just wanted to jump in early. I wanted to say hello to everyone. Happy Saturday. Hey, Taylor Thompson. So good to see you. What are we talking about today? Marie, that is a good question. We're going to talk a bit more about time. But how do you get back? How do you reclaim your time? All right. Enrod, hi from New York City. Welcome. I'm so glad you guys are spending your Saturday with me. We've had a lot. I don't know about you, but I have had a ton of fun these last 5 days. This is day number 6, and we've got 4 more days left. And it's just and it's not going to end because we have my show coming out in the first week of May, the week after next. So we're going to be doing this more regularly and making it happen. So looking forward to it. And let me know. Maybe Brazil is in the house. Leonardo, is it Leonardo? I'm assuming that's the way to pronounce it. One of these days, I have not been to Brazil. I've not been to South America. I've been a lot of places in the world, but I need to get there. Nick is in the house, man. Here's the thing. First things first, I want to thank you for all of you that are posting and commenting and doing the things that you're doing. We've got 1 more minute. Before I really start jumping in. So I just wanted to have a few moments just for us to chat, to say hello to each other and see what's up and how we have a chance to do some of the things that we've done. Let me ask you something. What is one of the biggest takeaways that you have gotten since we started? I'm gonna get Facebook up and live right now. So, all right. So let's get it started. Let's get it going. It is Saturday, day number 6 of the Money Momentum series. All right, 10 days of Money Momentum, and we have been having a lot of fun. I love the comments, the ahas, the things that you all are posting. Hopefully I'm getting to all of them. I'm trying to get to all the comments and respond back and do that. So if questions come up, if things come up, let me know. Let's have a dive. We had some really good questions yesterday on our session, a couple of times on this session. But today we're going to revisit time. We talked about time as being one of the most important investments and assets that you have, and so we're gonna also hit on time in a different way this way. So Nick, this is truly a journey, and what we need to do is appreciate and accept where we're at, and then move from where we're at. Because look, I'm at a location now. Do I want to move somewhere else? Yeah, I want to do some other things. So we're always in movement. We're always in growth. We're always in progress. That's what our primary focus was yesterday, was celebrating focus to create the big rock, the Rockstone framework to understand how do we accomplish our goals. And a lot of it is really celebrating the micro successes, celebrating the progress that we make and do it that way. And so, So that's the deal. And I have not posted the reading list. It will go out. I will post the link and everything today. Make sure that you guys hopefully you all are getting my emails too, because I'll send the email out and make sure the link is in the email too. I will post it with the replay page for the first number of days, so you'll have access to that. So we'll make sure that we get that out to you. It's been crazy here. Listen, I thought, hey, I want to do 10 days of lives. I want to have conversations with people. I want to do these things. And man, first, it's going fast. At least it is for me. And two, there's a lot to do to make sure that y'all are communicated with, and I'm having the time of my life doing this. So today we're talking about, listen, here's the deal. It's about owning your time. We're talking about owning our time because I truly believe that if we don't own our time, then we're truly not liberated. If I don't own my time, then I'm not rich. Now, I might have a whole lot of wealth. I might have a whole lot of money. I might have a whole lot of cash in the bank, investments, real estate, all of those things. I might have all of that. But if I don't control my time, I think I'm living in poverty. I'm living a poor life because I have no control. I'm beholden to my calendar. I'm beholden to the demands of my business. I'm beholden to the demands of contracts. All those things that suck the time away. Here's what I truly believe is that, look, my job, my focus, my obsession is to help entrepreneurs just like you, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, to move from that space of what I call a treadmill entrepreneur, someone that's running on a treadmill, whether you're in a job or you're an entrepreneur. You get on that treadmill, you're running like crazy, you're going like mad, you're trying to earn more, you're trying to build more, you want to build wealth, you want to get that freedom, and you think that the best way to do this is to turn around and run faster, run longer, run harder on that treadmill until you hit a wall, until you hit a breakdown, until you hit a health problem, until you hit burnout, until you're so stressed out that the relationships are in trouble, that you're not treating the team well, we're not getting the results we want. So here's the thing. I don't want you to live that treadmill entrepreneur life. I want you to live the affluent entrepreneur life where we have the freedom, where we have the ideals, where we have the ability to do those things. And there's 3 critical outcomes. And today we're going to hit on something that drives the very first critical outcome. The 3 critical outcomes, the first critical outcome is this idea of a richer lifestyle. Because I truly believe that what we really want is richness in life, not wealth. See, we think it's wealth. We think it's wealth, but it's what wealth gives us if we do it right. Now, some people do it right, some people don't. Wealth isn't really the goal, because in the reality is that time is what we want. Peace of mind is what we want. And William Penn said this, and he said it in the 1800s, and yet I think it's true today. Time is what we want, but it's the one thing that we're actually the worst at using. Now, that's not exactly the way he said it, but I'm paraphrasing. The fact is that if time is what we want, why are we not valuing it and using it? Why are we not reclaiming it? Why are we not doing that? We talked about one of the other days, we talked about the value of time. We talked about the whole idea of figuring out, how many hours a day do I want to work? How many days a week do I want to work? How many weeks per year do I want to work? And figuring out what my dollar productive hours are for the year compared to the revenues that I want to generate, to figure out what is my hourly value threshold. And knowing that it could be $80 an hour, it could be $100 an hour, it could be $500, $1,000, doesn't matter. But we get a chance to figure that out, because now we understand that every hour wasted is the threshold not claimed, whether it's $100. So we talked about the value of time already. I want to talk about it differently. If truly wealth isn't really the goal and time is, to reclaim our time, how do we do it? How do we do this? Because I truly believe that when we look at richness, it's about experiencing it. It's about living it. It's about the things we get to do with our time. It's peace of mind. And I got to tell you, in this post-cancer journey, through the cancer, what I realized is time is the most valuable. We hear it all the time. We hear that we only have a finite amount of time here. And when death smacks you in the face, when you have to face your mortality, the reality is that it becomes really, really real. I mean, the thought that when I realized that I had limited time, I had to sit back and say, man, I want to make sure that I do the right things, the things that really excite me, that energize me with the time that I have, no matter what it is, with the people I love. Yet often we don't do that. I had someone ask me, and they said, how did the cancer change you? And it's changed me in a lot of ways. But one of the things that I said, and they were puzzled at first until I explained it, I said, I find it easier to say no to things. And they said, what do you mean you find it easier to say no to things? I said, here's what I realized. If I say yes to something, I'm giving away a piece of my life to that something. And if I'm going to give away a piece of my life, I can never get it back. And if I only have a certain number of pieces of life in me, whatever that number is, and may it be a lot for all of us, okay, then I need to respect that piece of life, which means that if I'm going to say yes, I'm going to give it everything. If I'm going to say yes, I'm going to put everything in it myself. And if I can't put everything in it, then I shouldn't say yes. And in return, I expect the same thing from the people that I'm saying yes to. That they're going to give me everything that they got, that they're going to show up fully, just like you're showing up through these 10 days and doing the things and doing the exercise. So the transaction, if you will, means something, that both of us are showing up fully, and when we say yes, we mean yes. Otherwise, we say no. And that's the thing that I think we need to understand. And so what I really want to walk through is how is it I look at time? How is it I reclaim time? How is it that I use and build my weeks and build my days and build my months to make sure that the things that I do are meaningful. The things that I do create the richer lifestyle and not just money in the bank. Now, I get it. We need money in the bank to pay the bills. I get it. I'm not saying not to do that. But at what price? If all of a sudden the money in the bank is costing us our health, it's costing us our relationships, it's costing us the juice of life, then all the tactics we're going to talk about, when we in the show about, whether you do a Roth 401k and an IRA or all these different financial planning stuff, they don't mean anything because you're chasing a number. And in the end, it's empty. So this is why this series is so instrumental and so important to get this right first. Otherwise, we end up with an empty reward in the end. So I have, believe it or not, I know you're surprised, but I have a framework for you today, all right? It's called the ABC method. This is how I look at my time and how I use my time to build some things out. And so there's three key phases to this. And really what I'm trying to do is just reclaim my time to make sure that whatever time I use, it is used on the things that absolutely matter. That the things that move the needle for me from a fulfillment standpoint, from a joy standpoint, from a financial standpoint, in doing that. And so if we look at what this framework is, and if you want to draw along, if you're on Instagram and not on my Facebook page, if you want to draw along, just draw a triangle because we'll walk through it. But at the bottom of the triangle, the very first thing that we need to do is actually assess. Okay? We actually need to assess how we use our time. Too often we make appointments, we do different things, but we're never really figuring out, where does our time go? I mean, have you ever had a situation where you go through the day and you go, it's like 5 o'clock, and I go, I don't know where the time went. I don't know what I did today. We're going to fix that. Okay? So assess is really, it's really about, how do I track my time, and how do I delete the things And I'm going to give you the way to do this. How do you delete the things that are sucking the time away? So I'm going to give you a process to assess your time so you understand it. So that's the first piece, is that I need to assess my time. This is the first step to reclaiming your time. The second piece is I need to block my time. Okay? Block my time. In other words, I need to figure out what time things I'm gonna use. And there's an important thing to think about, is that we need to think about sequencing. In other words, what do we make sure we do first? What's the sequence in priority that we give things to? Because not everything's equal in making that happen. And then the other part of this with blocking time is not only sequencing, we also have to record it. So I don't want, in the process, what I don't want is a situation where you have it in your mind. But here's the thing. When you create boundaries in your mind only, they're easier to move. Okay? They're easier to move. But when I write it down, or I put it in a calendar, or I put it in a diary, if I put it and I mark it down, and it's up on a wall, or it's in my face, and I've actually physically written it, typed it, done something to make it come to life in the 3D, it does something more. It does something more. So the blocking is about sequencing and recording it. I'm going to give you how to do every single one of these and do it. And then the third part of this is that we must commit to reclaiming our time. Commit to reclaiming our time, because it's through reclaiming our time that we find the richness in life, that we find the peace of mind, that we find the joy, that we find the fulfillment that we're looking at, that when we build the finances, when we build the wealth, we're not building just empty wealth, we're not building just a bank account, but we're building a life. That's the richer lifestyle, the critical outcome. And so the commit is about two things also. It's about decision, okay? Decision to decide. We got to make the right decisions and continue to make the right decisions. And it's about your habits. Remember we said earlier in one of our trainings that most people don't have money issues. They have behavior issues that lead to money issues. Well, that breaks down to what your habits are. So those are the three things. The ABC method is about assess, block, commit. And the beautiful thing is that if we do this correctly, what ends up happening is that if we're assessing it correctly and we block the time effectively, like I'm going to show you how, we get our priorities straight. Okay? So we're prioritizing everything that matters. Okay? Everything that matters. When we block the time and we commit to the block time, we commit to it the proper way, we actually realize our fulfillment. We realize the things that we're trying to accomplish. We actually get our goals. We get those big stones, those little stones that we talked about yesterday. We hit the progress and we get the micro successes. And when we have the commitment proper and the assessment proper, all of a sudden, and this is huge, we find a life that we've created, that we've harmonized. What do I mean by this? Okay, what I mean by this is this. I don't believe in work-life balance, because work-life balance presumes that we can separate our life in multiple different buckets for a period of time. I think we need to have work-life harmony. And I learned this when Jeremy drew that picture of me, and here I was in front of two computer screens. And he was 6 years old, and he taught me the lesson that work-life balance is a myth. And so what we're trying to do is harmonize our life to make sure that everything works in conjunction with each other. And financially is just one piece. That's why in the Affluence Blueprint, when I'm working with people, we create an affluence vision like I talked about yesterday, where we look at all the domains of life. So we're defining a vision for all the domains of life, and we're reducing it down to a financial plan to achieve those domains of life. That's the key. All right, so how do we reclaim it? How do we put the ABC method into action? All right, so let's jump to that. Let's look at that. What is the thing that we need to do now to really bring it come to life? All right, so let me give you the steps. The first step that we need to do is I want you to get a journal, or I want you to open up an Excel spreadsheet, or I want you to open up a Google Doc. I want you to get something that is easy to use, and we're going to create what I call a time diary. So step number 1 is to create a time diary. Okay, this is huge, and this is going to make one of the biggest differences in your reclaiming your time. So the time diary is just like money. Listen, if we're not tracking our spending, our money in and our money out, no wonder we're overspending. No wonder we're going into debt. No wonder we get to the end of the month and go, I don't know where the money went. Just like getting to the end of the day and go, I don't know where the day went. It's the same thing. So the same financial principles we apply to time, we do the same thing. Okay? So the first thing is that I want you to create a time diary, and this is the way I want you to create it, because there's a specific way to use it to make it make sense. I want you to track your time, and I want you to do it for 7 to 14 days. 7 to 14 days. At least 7 days. But those of you that are committed, and I know you all are, do it for 14 days. 14 full days. And here's what I want you to do in 15-minute increments. Okay? So you're going to put 8 o'clock in the morning to 8:15, 8:15 to 8:30, 8:30 to 8:45, 8:45 to 9. You're just going to mark all those down, okay? You're going to do it in 15-minute increments. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your phone out, okay? And I want you to set a 15-minute timer that's on repetition. And every 15 minutes, okay? If you want to, you can do it 20 minutes, but no more than that. 15 to 20 minutes, set the timer, and mark down what you did and what you accomplished in that last 15 minutes every time the alarm goes off. You're truly going to track. You're going to create a time diary of everything that you've done. Now, here's the thing. What's going to happen, and this is why you want to do it over time, is you're going to notice some things. You're going to notice some interesting things, because in the process, I want you to think about, and you'll see a pattern. You'll see a pattern in your productivity level. Okay? So you'll see a pattern in your productivity, whether it's early in the day, late in the day. Okay? So notice your productivity level from each time slot as you're going through it. I want you to look for the patterns. Okay? So you're going to look for the patterns that exist. Okay? For instance, I know that my most productive time, from a creation standpoint, from a ideation standpoint, from a thinking standpoint, my most productive time is in the morning. And this is one of the reasons that I actually wake up early. It's not because I can't sleep. I'm excited. I wake up in the morning. I love watching the sun rise. I love listening to the waves. I love writing, reading, and doing creation the morning before. In the quiet of the morning, the birds are singing, and I get to do that. That's that. And when we notice that, this is what we call our zone time. Okay? This is when we're in our zone. Question is, some people have zone time that's in the middle of the afternoon. Some have it in the morning. Some have it late at night. But some people don't even know when their zone time is. When's the most productive time? Now, I don't want you guessing. By using the time diary, you won't guess. You'll absolutely know. Okay? You'll absolutely know which is your zone time. So you figure out your zone time in the process. And one other thing you look for leaks. In other words, are those times on a consistent basis where your energy dips, your focus dips, and you go down the black hole of Instagram, or you go down the black hole of Facebook, or you're on YouTube watching crazy cat videos, or you decide to go to the pantry and start eating, and you'll see a pattern. Because once we understand the pattern, now we have the ability to actually set up a week, set up something that starts to make it. But the first thing we need to do is do the time diary to allow us to understand the patterns of where our time is going. So I want you to do it for 7 to 14 days, even longer if you want. Look for the pattern, look for your zone time, know where it is, see where it's at. And then from there, we go to step 2. Here's how I want you to build your calendar from here on out. Here's how I want you to build your calendar. This is how you're going to reclaim your time. You're going to reclaim your time. So the first thing to do to build your calendar, so step number 2 is now I'm going to build my calendar. I now know what my zone time is. I know all of that. But here's how I want you to build the calendar. The very first thing, the very first thing that you're going to put on your calendar, you're going to block. We've done the assess piece, okay? Now we're going to do the blocking piece. All right, this is where we really start to reclaim the richness of life, because we start to do the things that matter. So the very first thing that you're going to put on your calendar are what I call the non-negotiables. Okay? And guess what? These are not client demands. These are not emails. These are not contracts. These are not any of that. Your non-negotiables are all around your relationships and your self-care. Your relationships and your self-care. And so the non-negotiables that we want to put down is really around our relationships and self-care. Who are the people, if you do a date night, and you can do this long-term, you can do this short-term. My wife and I, before the pandemic hit, every year, my wife and I would block out every quarter our travel schedule. This was our personal travel, our what I call our cube travel, where we get a chance to relax, reflect, and reconnect. Okay, our cube travel. We blocked it out. It was immovable. This is what I'm talking about here. The non-negotiables, the things that actually mean something. The time with your family, the time with your children, the time with your spouse, your significant other. Whether it's date night, whether it's movie night, whether it's cooking dinner. What is it that is about relationships and self-care that are truly important, because they have to take a priority. And so we book in our relationship stuff, we block it out, and we block out our self-care. So if you say you're going to go to the gym, you schedule it. If you say I need to get a massage, I was just looking at something called Stretch Labs to stretch you out. You schedule it. You make an appointment with yourself to make it happen. You block that time out. It is non-negotiable. It is not movable. It is the first priority that you have. Then after you're done with this, you schedule the next thing. And the next thing is all about what I call elevated time. Elevated time is your productivity time. It's the time that you get to spend focusing on strategy, focusing on planning, focusing on creativity. Strategy, planning, and creativity. Notice I haven't said anything about answering emails. I haven't said anything about meetings or client calls or anything like that. So the first thing that you block out is your time with the people that matter and yourself. The second thing is the time for strategy, planning, and creativity. Okay? That's where the value is. And then the third thing you put on the calendar, is the zone time. When you do the diary and you realize your productivity, their most productive time for me is from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's my zone time. So I block that out and I make sure that I know that my zone time is my zone time. That's where I'm going to do it. So you put the zone time in. Now you've got a calendar that's filled with the non-negotiables. You've got a calendar that's filled with your elevated time. You've got a calendar that's filled with your zone time. And now you have some space in the calendar. And that space in the calendar is for the other time. This is where you do the emails. This is where you do some of the other stuff. You fill it in around that. Too often, we wake up, and you might be one of those that wakes up and you grab your phone first thing and go, wait, what emails came in? Oh, look at that. Nordstrom's having a sale. Oh, look at that. And you're doing that. And all of a sudden, you don't know where the morning went. You don't know where it all went. So what we need to do is make sure that we're actually doing this properly. And so make sure that we do it in this way. Because then the things that happen, I know I'm guilty too. I used to have that challenge too. So zone time first, or non-negotiables, elevated time, zone time, the other time gets blocked in later. Okay? Now, here's one other tool that I want to walk you through that will help you with this. Because what we need to do, remember we said assess, block, and commit. But there's one other thing, is that there's time that we probably need to delete. Now, this is a framework that I learned from someone else, from Craig Ballantyne. And so when we talk about this is that there's 4 questions I need to ask. And when I ask these 4 questions, it'll help me understand the things that I need to stop to get hours back in my day. Because you might sit back and go, Mel, I am going from morning to night. I don't stop. I don't breathe. Sometimes I don't even eat lunch. Oh my God. Okay. Remember, self-care is top priority. Top priority. But how do we delete the things that we shouldn't be doing? And so there's a way to look at it, and there's 4 questions you need to ask yourself in doing this. And in the process, you can estimate how many hours you can let go of. The first question you got to ask yourself is, what are the things that you hate doing? Okay? Now, some of these things we might have to do depending on our situation, but maybe there's some things you hate doing. For instance, I'll tell you, for me, and it fit in 2 categories, but for me, I did not want to do post-production on my show. I knew that I wanted to deliver, I wanted to serve, I wanted to do the things that I wanted to do, but after I was done, after I hit stop the recording, I want to be done. I want to relate to you all. I want to be doing things with you, but I don't want to be doing post-production and video editing and all that stuff. So I don't like doing that. So I turned around and I said, I'm going to get someone to do it. Facebook ads. I can do it. Don't want to do it. So you mark down what are the things you hate doing and what are the hours, maybe there's 3 hours in there that you gain a week because you're not doing it. Then the second question you got to ask is, what are the things that you know you need to stop doing? I'll give you for instance. Look, I'm an accountant, okay? So I can do my own books. I can do my own taxes, okay? I need to stop that. Why am I doing my own? Like there isn't other CPAs and other accountants that could do as good a job as me, okay? I need to stop that. How much time would I get back if I stopped doing my books, my billing, all that stuff? Now, I don't do all of it, but I do more of it than I should. That's a confession, all right? That's a confession. I do more than I should. So I need to stop doing that. That might give me 2 hours back a week. Okay? Third question you got to ask. It's not your job. What stuff is not your job? What stuff is not your job? Are you doing things that really shouldn't be your job? That an assistant should do, an integrator should do, admin person should do, Facebook ads person should do. Are there things that you're doing that are sucking the time? There are things that I've done, like I have no business creating graphics. In fact, I spent a weekend one time. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, I spent a weekend one time creating a sales page. I thought, And I was so proud of myself. And I thought, this is a beautiful sales page. And then the page crashed. And I was pissed. I was, oh my God, I got to do it again. And it crashed. And I called a buddy of mine and he said, first off, why are you doing it? And I go, I'm in trouble. Okay. So he said, I'm going to give you someone, but I want you to delegate to them and I want you to let them do it. So they went and did the sales page. Okay. And it came back gorgeous. Like put mine to shame. And I was so proud of mine. I did a horrible job compared to what they did. I had no business doing it. It's not my job to create sales pages. It's not my job. Okay? It's not my wheelhouse. It's not my zone of genius. Stay in your zone of genius. Do you need to know how to do it? Yes. I think you should, because it's core to your business. Just in case you need to step in for a moment. But it's not core to your job. So hopefully this is making sense to you. So that's question number 3. Question number 4 that you got to ask yourselves, what are your distractions? Okay? I can tell you what mine are. I got this one stupid game that I got hooked on my phone. And once, when I'm trying to distract myself, I'll start playing the game. Okay? See, I am not perfect. I am not devoid of some of this stuff. I do the same thing. So I got to realize that what I need to do is if I delete that game off my phone, that might get me, an hour a week back. And if I don't do stuff that isn't my job, and it gets me 2 hours a week back, wait a second. If I did that and I had 3 hours from stopping things that I hate doing, 2 hours back from stopping things that I need to stop doing. I get 2 hours back from doing things that aren't my job. And I get an hour back from getting rid of the distractions. Well, heck, that's 5, 7, that's 8. 8 hours back. I get a whole day back by doing that. We just reclaimed a whole day. And guess what? If your effective rate of your hours is, say, $100 an hour, you just made yourself, what is that, $800? If you use it to create the revenue. $800 invested over time, how much wealth does that build? See, people don't think that time is about money. Money is about time. Time is about money. What we need to do is use it effectively and efficiently. What if your effective rate on your time was $1,000 an hour and now I got 8 hours back? There's $8,000. I need to do things that are high value provisions, high value things. Okay? This is why I wanted to talk about time twice. This is why I wanted to first talk about the value of your time, the asset and the investment of your time. And then second, to talk about the reclaiming of your time. Because I hope you see now that time is the key to your richer lifestyle. But your ability to buy back your time is based upon how you create your wealth. And that we need to always look at it in the construct of saying, how can I get more time back to me, where I get a chance to have a choice? Well, the way to do it is the ABC method. Make sure you assess it. Make sure you block it. Make sure you're committed to it. Then when I say committed to it, we want it recorded. We want it recorded. We want it in the books. We want you to make decisions on a regular basis. So systematic. If you're creating your calendar every Sunday, every Saturday, every Monday morning, I would not wait till the beginning of the week. I would do it before the beginning of the week. I do mine on Sunday. Okay? I review mine on Friday for the past week. I do mine on Sunday for the following week. I get ready for everything. And it's all scheduled out and it's blocked out. Now, some things are blocked out in advance, like my speaking engagements and all that stuff. That's on the calendar in advance. Well in advance. Okay? So we need to assess it. We need to block it. We need to commit to it. We need to record it either electronically or in written form. It needs to be seen and there needs to be created a habit of it. When you do this, you will reclaim hours back in your weeks. Hours back. The quality of your life changes. Okay? Remember, critical outcome is about a richer lifestyle. And the way we get a richer lifestyle is the experiences, the feelings that we get, how we spend our time, how we invest our time. That's what matters. That's what, because trust me, I know so many people that are wealthy, but they're miserable. They're trapped. They're imprisoned by the money. They're imprisoned by the wealth. I get it. From the outside, you look at these folks and they turn around and they've got airplanes and they've got beautiful cars and big homes and all of that stuff. And you know what? It looks beautiful from the outside and you look at it and go, wow, they got financial freedom. That is amazing. Nope. They live in a financial prison because they haven't figured this piece out. And if they, look, it doesn't matter. They may be able to have a much nicer decorated prison cell, but because they have the money, you know, but it is still a prison cell nonetheless. I don't care how beautiful it is. I'd rather have that freedom, that liberation, the richness of life. That's what matters. Okay? So I hope this makes sense to you. I hope that this framework allows you to understand what you need to do, what you can do, and how to reclaim your time. Because when you reclaim your time, what are you really reclaiming? Your life. Your richer life. To spend it on the things that matter, to invest it in the things that grow, to create. Remember, the idea of affluence is not about money. It's about a meaningful life. It's about an impactful life. Okay? It's about a fruitful life, and it's about a peaceful life. That's affluence. That's what I want for you. So that's what I got for you on this Saturday, day number 6 of the Money Momentum series. I'm going to jump in. If there's questions or anything, I'm going to stay with you as long as we got them and see what I can do to help. All right. So thank you. Let me know what you found of value in this. And remember, here's the deal. We've got 4 more days left. I'm going to post the replay page. We got 4 more days left. Like I said, I got nothing to sell. This is all about celebrating the release of the Affluent Entrepreneur Show coming out the week of May 3rd. Okay? The week of May 3rd. And, but we do have a giveaway. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun with the giveaway. I'm going to give away Apple Pencils, my book, Time with Me, and we're going to do some Amazon gift cards. We're going to do a whole lot of things. But in order to be part of that giveaway, you got to be commenting and doing the exercises in either the Facebook group or not in my Facebook page or on Instagram, because my team is tracking it. They're pulling your names. We're putting it in there. We're going to do some random drawings, and we're going to have some fun. All right? So make sure you do that. And if you've got some friends that are trying to figure this money game out, trying to figure out how to live that affluent life, how to create a richer life, how to go from a treadmill entrepreneur to an affluent entrepreneur, let's share this out. Let's get them in the game, all right? Let's give them the tools. Let's give them a direction. Let's give them some guidance, all right? Because this is just the beginning of the journey, and I'm looking forward to it. So, all right, so let me just check in. Let me check in the comments. Let me see if there's any questions, and we'll take it from there. I'm going to start here. Okay. The book list is going to be posted and make sure you're on my email list. And I'll make sure that you get it, but we'll post it out. I'm looking at using music to assess our energy signature. Oh, this is nice. I like music. Music has been, there's been a lot of studies about music, like with Alzheimer's patients and everything. It's amazing to watch. There's, if you watch some videos about it, where all of a sudden the music of their time, all of a sudden they remember things and they smile and it brings them to life again. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So sounds and all of that stuff are huge. So I don't know Laura Gordon Buckley. Carlene, I don't know her. I will check it out. Thank you so much for the assessment. Should we try to optimize our energy during the assessment time or just look at it as is? So, Carlene, during the assessment time, I just want you to look at it as is. I don't want you to try to manipulate it or adjust it. The fact that you're measuring it may cause you to sit back and go, because I remember when I first got diagnosed with cancer, one of the doctors said, I want you to mark down every single thing you eat. So it's like I'd pick up something to eat and I'd go, I got to mark it down. I got to tell them about it. And I'd put it down. But we can deal with that later. I just want you to get real with yourself. I'd rather you mark it down and then we figure out the patterns and then we can make the adjustments later, because once we assess it, then we can block it out We can either use the deletion grid that I just showed you. What do I hate? Those kinds of things. Or we'll block it out and we'll make sure that we're going non-negotiables first, elevation second, zone for third, and then the other things fourth. Okay. All right. Blue Moon Manifestations. She says suggestions on how to find the people to delegate tasks to. This is an interesting question. I guess it depends on the tasks that you're trying to delegate. But for instance, I just created an assessment, actually a tool that I wanted programmed. Well, that one I went to a coder, like a site, to hire someone, and it wasn't god awful expensive to do it. It depends on the tasks you want. So I have a VA, I have a team that helps with graphics, the people that did the sales page and that type of thing. So what we need to do now that is look at where are they advertising, where are they putting their information out. So I get people off of Upwork, I get people off of Online Jobs PH, I get people off of Craigslist, I get people from referrals. So it depends on the level of person you're looking for. The key behind this, though, is to get extremely clear on what you need them to do. So the more specific, I remember a mentor of mine telling me this, because I had an assistant at one point, and I said, they're just not doing things. They're not motivated to get things done. They're not motivated to do the things that they need to do. And he looked at me and he said to me, he says, oh, it was like it was a Yoda moment. He looked at me and he just said, Mel, do you know for sure that it's a lack of motivation? I said, yeah, it is. They're not doing it. And he says, or is it a lack of clarity? I said, what do you mean? If they're not clear on what needs to be done, then you see it as lack of motivation. They see it as lack of clarity. Here's the problem. If it's motivation, it's their issue. If it's clarity, it's your issue, Mel. And I go, oh. And it was clarity. So if we're going to hire someone, you need to make sure that you're really clear about, 1, what you need them to do. 2, what the expectations are. 3, what success looks like, so you're measuring, they know the metrics you're going to evaluate them under. And 4, when the expectations, what the timing is on that. So hopefully that helps. If you have more specifics, let me know and we can talk about it. Yeah, it's time to start delegating and reclaim some time. Elizabeth Ralph is in the house. How you doing, friend? Oh, I love the image. She does these things with horses and animals. I'm an animal lover, so she's got me. Let's see, who else? Anything else? Any other questions coming up? Let me know. A Yoda moment. Yeah, it was a Yoda moment. Other questions? Anything else before we shut down? We've been going for, oh my gosh, almost an hour. Wow, time flies. We're having fun. Day number 6 is almost in the bag, and then we go to day number 7. Tomorrow I'm going to be posting the prompt at 8 a.m., and we'll be back here at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. to have this conversation, to take it one step further. We've got more to go. We've got 4 more days of doing this, but I'm not done with you after the 4 days. The show's coming out. We're on a new journey. This is my new phase, my new chapter. This is what brings the meaning and the value to the cancer, is to serve you, to help you find that path to the affluent entrepreneurship, to find the path to do this right, to find the path to that richer lifestyle, one of the critical outcomes, the deeper impact, and the complete freedom. And for me, it's a blessing to serve. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your Saturday night. Thank you for joining repeatedly, and thank you for the comments and that keep commenting. Send me the DMs, whatever I can do. I'm in this game for you, and let's have some fun. Let's make a difference. Let's have some fun. Let's change our lives, our financial destiny, our financial trajectory. Let's change it for our whole family tree. So thank you again. You guys have an incredible rest of the weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right? Same time, same bat channel. Those of you that are as old as me will understand what that means. All right? We'll see you soon. You guys have a good one. Talk soon. Cheers.